Can you all hear?
Yes.
Your breast or your life, he said. There are no other choices. I sat frozen. He waited. The first words out of my mouth were, "I want immediate reconstruction." "That won't be possible," he said. "You had a great deal of radiation to that area 3 years ago. I don't know if your skin's going to be healthy enough. We have to wait at least a year." Of course, I chose to give up my breast in order to save my own life. I had the surgery 10 days later. I was told that everything went well. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't die on the table, but I was still a woman without a breast. Days passed. The surgeon took off the big bandage and removed the stitches. He commented on how well I was healing. Naturally, he was referring to my skin. All I could think about was my grief and my fear of the future. Healing well? I didn't think so. I kept my eyes closed through the whole procedure. He sent me home with a light bandage and told me I could remove it in 2 days. 2 days passed, then 3, then 4. The bandage stayed in place. At home, I avoided mirrors. When I dressed or undressed, my eyes were always focused straight ahead, never down. I refused to see, to allow what had happened to be real. Fundamentally, however, I am a realist. Okay, I had a year to get through, and I couldn't avoid myself forever, so I decided to look. Standing in my dressing room, in front of a very large, very well-lit mirror, I opened my shirt and slowly removed the bandage. Breast, gone. Where it once had been, an angry red scar ran across my chest, from under my right arm to my midline. Immediately, I was hit by a massive wave of nausea, and the room started to spin. I couldn't decide whether I was going to throw up or fall down, pass out. In fact, I didn't either. I lay down on the floor, curled up, and I cried. Unlovable, I thought. Untouchable, unlovable. What man would want me now? I had ended a 17-year marriage 6 months before and was just stepping into the dating world. I would be out of the running for at least a year, or maybe forever. What man would even think of me as someone to touch, to physically be close to love? I thought about society's standards for sexy and attractive. Under 35, well, I had missed that by 6 years. Tall, at least 5'7". Nope. Never got past 5'4". 115 pounds. Too bad. I had hovered around 120 for many years. How about blonde hair and blue eyes? Again, no. Thanks to my Ashkenazic genes, I was definitely brown and brown. And finally, two-breasted. Well, that had been me. My only qualification until the surgery. Now I was nowhere on that sexy and attractive list. How could I compete? And then things got worse. I attended a lecture on breast reconstruction given by a well-known plastic surgeon. I didn't realize that his talk was geared toward other physicians. The slides were horrible, raw and graphic. He referred to the mastectomy as a mutilating surgery and described the scar as the mastectomy defect. Mutilated, defective. I left the lecture feeling crushed and hopeless. As soon as I got home, I called Anne and Harry, friends of my parents who made their winter home in Palm Springs. When I told Anne what had been going on, she insisted I drive out. Immediately, she administered the proper medication, a salami sandwich on rye. And Harry wrapped me up in a big bear hug. He was the first man to reach for me, to get close, to see past the surface change to the person beneath the skin. I will be forever grateful for that hug. Go to the spa, he said. Go get a massage, you'll feel better. I made an appointment and drove over. Then I started to have second thoughts. I approached the masseuse sitting at the desk. Big woman, massive arms, no spring chicken. "Sorry," I said. "I think I have to cancel. I just had a mastectomy, and I'm afraid seeing it might disturb you." "Honey," she said in a deep, rasping voice, "I've been in this business a long time, and I've seen it all. Now get in there, take off your clothes, and lie down." The massage was nice, but her words were golden. A little bit of healing took place that day. A month later, I happened to be staying at a hotel that had a large gym and a huge jacuzzi. Grabbing my courage in both hands, I decided to go into the jacuzzi naked, just like every other woman there. My heart was going a mile a minute. I was anticipating reactions of horror, disgust, fear, rejection. As I walked down the steps, a woman from across the pool looked at me and called out, "You must have had a terrific surgeon." Another piece of healing. I started to date a very nice man. When it was clear that there was a real attraction developing, I said, "I want you to know that I had a mastectomy a few months ago. I don't have a right breast. If you're uncomfortable about that, please don't feel obligated to continue to see me. I will understand." He looked at me like I was nuts. "Ronnie," he said, "I'm not counting how many of what you have. I like you. I like who we are together. I'm looking forward to getting closer to you." We did get closer. The lovemaking was good, and the healing continued. There were more good experiences, more wonderful people, and finally the year had passed. I was sitting in the surgeon's office. He had examined my chest. My scar had faded. It was now just a faint silvery line, barely visible. It looked like a very clean, very tidy chest, like a prepubescent chest without a nipple. Big grin on his face. "Congratulations," he said. "You are now a candidate for breast reconstruction." "No thanks," I replied. "I think I'll pass." He was shocked. I don't understand." I thought about it for a minute, about the year I had been through, about the healing I had experienced, about the people who had helped me get there. "It's been a year," I said. "A painful one, but a very important one. I didn't start out in a good place, but now when I look at myself in the mirror, I see much more than a cancer survivor. I see an Amazon woman. And my scar is my badge."